This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats, all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, as we welcome you here tonight to Rigby High School. As tonight the Preston Indians hit the road, they'll play another triangle match tonight as they'll take on both the Rigby Trojans, and a little bit later on tonight they will face the Shelley Russets. Our first game here this evening.
mylocalradio.com.
Our first game here this evening will be against the Shelley Russets, and that'll come up in about 10 minutes. Preston coming off a big win the other night at homecoming as they knocked off Grace in 4 sets. As the team got off to a little bit of a slow start, lost the first set, and then had to battle and win a long extended second set, and then won the third and fourth as well to go on and take the match by a 3-1 set margin over Grace for their first win at home this year. So tonight they get ready to take on a Rigby team and Shelley, two teams that Coach Haskell immediately doesn't know much about, but they'll go out and they'll play their best and see what happens. We'll take a timeout. We'll visit with the coach when we come back right after this.
KACH, My Local Radio.
The year is 1945. America is at war with Japan. The average home costs $5,000. And a day's worth of hard labor will earn you $9. 1945 is the year West Motor Company said, hey, let's sell cars in Cache Valley and give people a better car buying experience. Today, 75 years later, West Motor is still giving you a better experience. Right now, enjoy 0% financing or save more than ever on a new truck or SUV. See westmotorcompany.com for pictures, details, and discounts on every vehicle.
westmotorcompany.com.
Sushi, a word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
The 3-0 Westside Pirates are off to another perfect start as they head out on the road this Friday night to face the Coal Valley Christian Chargers. The Pirates have collected wins over Firth, Snake River, and last Friday night over a tough Marsh Valley Eagles squad. Follow the game live on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com. Tonight's pregame visit with the coach is brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance Services Incorporated, the local independent insurance agency offering you many different options for all of your insurance needs. Call for your competitive quote today at 208-852-20. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we've been in business since 1948. And while many of the faces may have changed, there's one thing that still stays the same: our personalized customer service. Our customers will always come first, whatever your needs. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we have many different insurance options and can find the right option for you and your needs. Call us today to find out more. 208-852-2500. 208-852-2500, or drop by the office, 85 South State Street.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back. First game of the triangle sets here in Rigby here this afternoon, as we'll visit here with Carrasco Haskell to get ready for the game. Nice win the other night at home, a very important win on homecoming.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Obviously, that was a match that we picked up more last minute, but we always know that Grace brings so much to the court, and they've had injuries too, just like us, so it was a little bit more even because of that in a way. But the girls came alive, and they fought hard, especially in that second set, to finally close it out. But we've really talked about, too, we're struggling to get going, and then we're struggling to close out. So we're hoping that we can do better about those two things tonight and really get going in this first match.
Thought the intensity picked up, like you said, in the second, third, and into the fourth set.
Oh, yeah. At first I was like, where's our team at? And then they realized they were playing down to that level, and they wanted more for themselves, so they kind of got in there and took control over it.
Let's talk about what's going on here tonight. You take on Rigby, and then later on this evening you take on Shelley.
Yeah. These are two teams that we haven't really seen a lot this summer or this season, obviously, yet. So we're kind of coming in with open eyes. We have no anticipation of what to expect besides they've had great programs in the past. So we really just need to step in and focus on the things we've got to do to take care of our court and then execute the most we can.
Last thing I want to ask you, any update on the injuries?
We're hoping that Em gets back in tonight. So Emily Longhurst, she had her appendix out last week, and we're hoping that she can get in just for a few sets tonight. And then Maddie is still out, and we're hoping for Thursday since it's a district match. But we're kind of still just prepping it to get back and giving her as much time as we possibly can.
Thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Yes, thank you.
KACA.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837. The busy week for the Lady Indians volleyball team continues this Thursday night as they host conference foe, the Pocatello Indians, at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, it's off to another triangle match, this time against Westside and Marsh Valley starting at 5 p.m. Can't support the Lady Indians in person? You can always follow them by watching the matches on mylocalradio.com or listen live on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For farm, auto, home health, and life from Mutual of Enumclaw, nobody cares like we do. Naylor Insurance, 153 North State, Suite 8.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
One real key to tonight's game is going to be not to get off to a slow start. This Rigby team is physically bigger and taller. They have good leapers, so they're going to be tough at the net. So Preston's going to have to be able to come and right from the opening game and the opening set, be tough, be rugged, and be ready to play against what should be a very difficult Rigby squad. What will happen against Shelley? Well, we'll wait and find out when that game gets here a little bit later on this evening. But as for now, we invite you to stay tuned. Preston Lady Indian Volleyball is coming up next.
KACH, my local radio.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The KACH Cash Magnet Contest is here, and you can win money just by listening to your radio. Simply pick up one of the cash magnets available many places around town and be listening after 7 o'clock each weekday morning as I will call out a 4-digit number. If your magnet has that 4-digit number, you'll have 1 minute and 5 seconds to call the radio station, and you could win the cash jackpot of the day. If no one wins, the cash prize will go up $5 a day. Find a cash magnet, be listening weekday mornings, and get ready to win with FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
Member of the Co-op. We save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians volleyball. The New Look Indians hit the court, looking to continue on what was one of their best seasons a year ago and work to bring home a conference title. Tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors, celebrating their 75th year in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meats and produce, and now preparing and selling sushi. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, an independent agency with many options for all of your insurance needs. Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, for all the parts your car may need to keep running strong. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto, the Mutual of Enumclaw. Preston Pharmacy, now with their own phone app to help make tracking your prescriptions easier. And by Cornerstone Realty. When you're ready to sell your home or purchase the home of your dreams, call Cornerstone Realty. They want to be your agent. This broadcast is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School and Cook Brothers Broadcasting and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience, in whole or in part, without expressed written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting is strictly prohibited. Live from Rigby High School in Rigby, Idaho, this is Preston Lady Indian Volleyball here this evening as the Preston Indians hit the road for this evening's triangle match, as first they will face the Trojans of Rigby, and that will be followed by the match against the Shelley Russets coming up a little bit later on this evening. First, right off the bat, we apologize for the camera angle. We are upstairs on the running track directly above the court and directly above the benches, and that's the best shot that we can come up with from up in this high-ranking area. So it's a little bit tough, but we'll try to make do here with what we have as we go on through the matches here tonight. So the officials out on the court, Preston out there as well, as we're just about ready to play here in the first set of tonight's match. As you heard the injury update during the pregame show from Coach Haskell, as Emily Longhurst may see some action tonight, hopefully, as the serve is a point for the Indians. The opening serve given up there by Hannah Stevenson for the point. So Emily Longhurst may see some action tonight, we're hoping, but Maddie Whitehead definitely out. She's going to try to practice tomorrow and then maybe play on Thursday. As that's saved down the line by the Indians. And then a point that goes wide of the antenna. And it's 1-1. So even at 1 here in the first set, just underway from Rigby. Glad to have you with us. As the set that's played into the net there by the Indians at the net. So Celeste Burnett with a little bit of a miss hit. And it'll be 2-1. That serve goes a little bit too long. And we're now tied at 2. Here's the serve played here by the Trojans. Outside set. Blocked at the net nicely by the Indians. Up into the ceiling, comes back down. Blocked at the net. That's Acacia Knapp to block that and then pick up the point. So Acacia Knapp with a block gives the Preston a 3-2 lead. Serve once again, played by the Trojans. Set up, that's going to be hit long. So it goes to 4-2. Served by the Indians. Nice set there by side set. Blocked at the net, but tooling the block well as picking up the point, Gillian Bryce. Bryce hit it off the block and out of bounds. Good play. 5-2 Indians on top. Looks like they've come out with a little more enthusiasm here right at the start here tonight. As that's going to be off the top of the net. It's in play. Played by the Trojans as they bump it over to get it out of trouble. As the ball got loose off the JV court. So the referee blew the whistle on the play. We'll do it all again. Set in the back set. That one's going to be long again. Point for the Indians. So the Trojans have tried to go deep in the back row on a couple of times at the net, and they've gone just a little bit too deep twice. So the serve goes back over to Preston. There's Chloe Hobson now to set up and serve. In the middle. They go short, and a point for the Trojans. So on the side out, Rigby gets the ball back. It's now 7-3. They're playing side-by-side courts. The JVs are playing simultaneously with the varsity as service error goes into the net. 8-3 as Preston gets the serve back now. Outside set. That one's going to be long again. Point for the Indians. It's 9-3 here in the first. So here comes another serve for Hobson. I take it back. That's not Hobson. That's Celeste Burnett serving now. Again, back set. As Burnett not able to dig that out. Goes out of bounds. Side out. Makes it 9-4. As Rigby will get the serve back. Preston plays it from the back row as they get it out of trouble. Back over the net. Set outside. Big hit. Too long. Out of bounds again. Boy, the big hitters for Rigby, they are exactly that. They are big hitters, but so far they've hit them too big. Too long. Out of bounds. Deep on the court. So Preston goes up 10-4. And Andrew Sheely in to serve here now for Preston. Outside set. Nice dig, but not be able to get it into the court. Burnett got it back up, but it was out of bounds. That makes it 10-5 as again the serve will go back over to Rigby. So Preston leading by 5 here in the first. Off the net, played by the Indians. They'll set it, get it back over. Now the big outside set here by Rigby and blocked at the net. Windward was there and Hannah Stevenson there. They were able to slam the lid and pick up the point. 11-5 and Preston gets the serve back again, as it'll be Kaylee Burbank coming in to serve. Burbank's first serve. Back set, partially blocked at the net, but they pick up the point. So 11-6. Preston remains up by 5. Thing about Rigby is they have exactly what you want on the outside. They're big, tall, with the powerful swings. There's another service error, and the serve again will go back over to the Indians as they open up the 6-point lead again on the service error. So it'll be 12 serving 6. In the middle once again, blocked, and another point for Rigby. So it becomes 12-7. Nice dig by the Indians to get the serve. They'll play it over, get it out of trouble. Outside set here by the kept in play by the Indians. A little flick, but it's going to be a double hit and a point for the Trojans again. So 12-8, Preston still with the lead, although the lead has shrunk a little bit. That's a block at the net, but they get it down. Point for the Indians is again off the block. Well played at the net by as it's now 13-8. Preston is still on top, halfway through set number 1. In the middle, nice set, but it's going to be call something. Going to be point Preston, too long. The official looked at both down officials. Nobody wanted to call anything. So finally, the chair official said, oh, okay, it's going to be out, and it's 14-8. Preston gets another point. Set, back set this time. Blocked at the net by the Indians. And a point for the Indians. Well played. As it goes to 15-8. Big blocks at the net here in the first set by the Preston front row. Stevenson to serve again. They'll just bump it over, get it out of trouble. Set by the Indians. Outside. Dug out in the back row. Rigby into the net. Point again for Preston. Preston up by 8 here in the first set, leading 16-8. Stevenson serve. Set from deep, played by the Indians. Keisha Knapp bumps it over. Again, the Indians just play to get it out of trouble from the back row. It's going to be out as they hit it wide. As a point for Rigby, makes it 16-9. Apparently they called that one in. I was out of my vision down below us. That'll be a double hit. Charged against the Indians. Point again for Rigby, 16-10. And tonight's first set brought to you by West Motors, celebrating their 75th year in the Cache County area. And there's an ace on the serve. Ace of the match for either side makes it 16-11. So here comes the serve at 16-11 and another ace back-to-back. That one goes through the hands of Drew Despain. And a timeout called by Preston. Preston leading 16-12 with a timeout on the floor. Let's squeeze one in here ourselves, and we will be right back after this message.
KACH.
Sushi. A word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
KACH. KACH.
Well, they come back a little bit quick after the timeout, but the serve by the Rigby Trojans is out of bounds. Side out back to the Indians at 17-12. As Hannah Chloe Hobson serves, and another service error gives the point right back. So, matching service errors, and the serve will go back over to Rigby once again. And that's 3 service errors in a row as they hit it back into the net. So it becomes 18-13. And Preston will serve again, as this will be Celeste Burnett. Burnett gets it in. Set in the middle. They go short, dug out by the Indians, off the net. Can they keep it in play? And they do not. Nice play by Preston to try to keep it up, but they couldn't. 18-14 as the lead slips now down to 4. Here comes the serve by the Trojans, as almost mishandled by the Indians. Keisha Knapp tries to bump it over from deep, but it's short of the net. Will not go over. 18-15. The lead now slips down to 3. It was as many as 6, but it's dwindled down to 3 points now. As the set, they go down the line, good for another point. As Rigby gets back to within 1 point again, 18-17. So they'll serve for the tie here. Knapp sets deep. Played by the Trojans. They get it back over again. Outside set from the far side. They go to windward, and she hits it out of bounds. And we're even at 18. Six straight points here for the Trojans. Make it down to the net, and just waiting for it to come down, as the Trojans able to put it away. Have their first lead of the set at 19-18. Outside set. That is a nice block at the net. Keisha Knapp gets another block and another point for the Indians and ties it back up at 19. So the Indians at 19 off the top of the net, stays in play. Back over onto their side of the court. And the set in the middle. Windward goes deep. That's played there. Back set into the net. Preston has another point. and they have their lead back at 20-19. Service error against the Indians, and we're tied again at 20. As they get another service error put up there by the Trojans, it goes to 21-20. Set in the middle, blocked by the Indians, but a point as they were into the net. Chloe Hobson got way up high, but got into the net, and it's tied at 21. $21 apiece as Indians partially blocked at the net, kept alive by Rigby. Outside this time, and it's going to go too deep. Another point for the Indians. It's now 22-21. Set in the middle. Too long again. The tall girls aren't getting up high enough to get on top of the ball. That makes it 23-21 as Preston 2 points away from a game. And a timeout coming up. We'll take the timeout here, and we'll be right back after this 30-second timeout.
KACH. At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Preston leading by 2 points from the set. As it's 23-21. And the Indians will serve. Haley Windward back deep. Her serve played at the net. As they get it back over, Indians will set it there. As they have to hit it and hit it deep and hit it too deep, as it went to Sheely and she hit it too deep. So it's 23-22 now. At the net as a lift called against the Indians, and we're even at 23. So now both sides 2 points away from the set victory, tied at 23. And a service error. 24-23, Preston on top. If they can win this point, they'll win what is a very close first set. As Hannah Stevenson to serve. The set is deep, and it comes back down on the Indian side. They will set at the net. Sheely. She gets dug out. They chase it down. The ball hit up into the stands. A point for the Indians, and they will win the first set here as they win 25-23 and take set number 1 here. Rigby Magnet. Be listening weekday mornings and get ready to win with FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
The second quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by Webb Funeral Home, 1005 South 8th East.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We're ready to go to work here in set number 2 after the Indians win the first. 25-23, well played, as Rigby will serve to open set number 2 here. And here's the first serve of set number 2. Indians able to dig it out, put it back up into the net, but it stays in the net, and it'll be a point for Rigby to open the second set. Rigby to serve. Miss hit at the net, comes back over onto the Preston side. Blocked there, as Hobson bumps it back over. Kept alive again by the Trojans. And they find a little soft spot in the center of the defense and pick up another point. And it's 2-0. So here comes the 2-0 serve. Indians set short. Burnett partially blocked at the net, kept alive by the Trojans. Outside, and the net, played at the net by Burnett. She gets a block, and Preston's on the board. So 1 serving 2 here in the early moments of set number 2. From the back row, dug out by the Indians. Outside, Knapp. Kept alive there by the Trojans. They will set outside. And they find the soft spot again in the middle of the defense, as again Chloe Hobson tried to make a little diving save but wasn't able to get there in time. And it's 3-1. So Rigby up 3-1, still with the serve here. As Despain bumps it to a stop and then bumps it back over. Outside set again. Blocked at the net by the Indians as again Knapp got a hand on it, but again nobody could play it. As it becomes 4-1. And the next serve put up again by the Trojans. Outside, Knapp. It's in. She finds the corner. So nice kill for Keisha Knapp. Makes it 2-4, and Preston gets the serve back. And the second set of tonight's match is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home in Preston. Chloe Hobson to serve. Good deep serve, but it's too deep and out of bounds. 5-2. As the serve will come back over again to the Rigby Trojans. As serve kept in play here by the Indians at the net. Dug out nicely in the back row to keep it alive. Back over onto the Preston side. In the middle, Burnett mishit, but she gets the point. Got just enough off it and kind of put a weird rotation on the ball that when it did come over to the net onto the Rigby side, they couldn't play it cleanly. So it becomes 5-3, Rigby on top. As Trojans set outside, blocked at the net by the Indians. Comes down on Preston's side. They'll set it. Back set comes to Knapp. And that's into the net, unfortunately. And it becomes 6-3 on the side out, and the ball again will come back over onto the back over to Rigby for a serve here. At 6-3 after the side out. Bad return. Whoops, they were able to keep it going, did Preston. They get it back over at the net, blocked at the net, and then Rigby couldn't get it back over. So nice play at the net by the Lady Indians to block the ball, and it came right back down to the original hitter, and she couldn't do anything but lift it back up. So she's charged with a lift, and Preston gets the point. Shelley to serve for the Indians, and we'll call it an ace. As the return of the serve went way off the court, and they couldn't quite chase it down. So Preston back to within a point, as it's now 6-5, as they serve for the tie. Outside, short to set there, and that's going to be a over the line called against the Trojans. That'll be a point for the Indians, and we're tied up at 6. So Preston is, take it back. They gave that point to the Trojans, and there's another point for the Trojans as it becomes 8-5. So good play at the net by Rigby, as it's 8-5. As the down official taking a moment to go over and talk to the scorers table, as Rigby will rotate in a couple of players. Back into play. They changed the score. It goes to 7-6 instead of 8-5, so Preston down by a point. That point that I thought was going to go to Preston, they took it away. So 7-6, Preston down by a point, and the serve is out of bounds. So tied at 7 after the service error. As the ball comes back over to Preston again. And Kaylee Burbank will come in to serve. Outside set. Off the dig and out of bounds. Point for the Trojans. Andy Sheely tried to go down and get it. She got hands on it, but it deflected off her hands deep of the court. And it becomes 8-7. The serve will come back over to Rigby again here in the set number 2. Outside, Windward. Big dig in the back row, kept alive there by Rigby. And that one goes into the net. The point comes back over again to Preston. So back tied at 8 after the Indians won the first set. Very close most of the way. They won the first set 25-23 as Windward serves. In the front row, ball tapped around a couple of times as that will be in. Turns it into a service error. And a timeout on the floor as the second set of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Their compassionate staff and help will help you in your time of need. Give them a call when you need them most. Take a timeout. Back with more right after this.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Teams back out on the floor. As Preston leading 11-8 here in the second set after winning the first set. As they'll have the serve. As they'll just bump it over to the Trojans to get it back onto the Preston side. As misplayed again by the Trojans, and all of a sudden Preston up by 4 here in the middle of the set as it goes to 12-8. Service kept alive by the Indians deep in the back of the court. Windward able to bump it over from deep, and they'll set outside, does Rigby, and it's into the net. So another mishit at the net by the Indians. Check that by the Trojans, I should say. And it goes to 13-8. And there's an ace. An ace for the Indians to make it 14-8. As Windward hit it deep and hit it with enough power that the player in the back row for the Trojans not able to handle it. So here's Windward to serve again. And that one's just a hair long. Good call from where I was sitting, right up above the court. And it becomes 14-9. As kept alive again by the Trojans as they bump it back over. As just barely kept alive by Burbank. She waited the last possible second to play it, thinking it was going to go out of bounds. Back over onto the Trojan side. Burbank has it again now for Preston. In front, set by 2. It goes to Burnett, and she hits it out of bounds. As it goes once again. Preston gets it back over onto the Rigby side. Set, partially blocked at the net. Play by the Indians. They keep it in play on their side. And they can then get it back deep. Again, taken by the Trojans, and they just play it back over. But misplayed by the Indians, and it becomes a point for Rigby. And it goes to 14-11. There's a service error against the Rigby Trojans. Preston goes back up on top by, looks like 3 again, 16-13. And Preston has the serve. Serve comes deep. Outside. Played to the net. Kept alive there by the Indians, and a point for the Indians. It's 17-13. So Preston with the serve again. Trojans hit it into the net. All of a sudden, they've been forced to play the ball from deeper, and they're having a hard time getting the ball back over the net. Several times, players in the back row not getting it high enough and just hitting it into the net, just trying to play it back over onto the Preston side. Here's the serve, kept alive at the net, partially blocked, kept alive again by the Indians. They set in the middle. Burnett is blocked at the net, point for the Trojans. It's 18-13. Preston up by 5. And here's the serve coming again from Rigby. Outside. Knapp blocked at the net. Point for Rigby. Well played. Well blocked at the net. As Keisha Knapp hit it right into the block and turned it into a point for the Trojans. Point mishandled, but kept alive by the Indians. Nice play to back up their teammate. outside, again partially blocked. Kept alive again by Preston. Knapp again. She goes short, kept alive by Rigby. Back set and a point again for the Trojans. Preston was able to make the play but couldn't get the ball back up, and as it goes to 18-15. Preston still leading 1-0. As big set. Oh, Burnett hits it into the top of the net, and a point for the Trojans. Had a great set, but Burnett hit it into the top of the net. 18-16 now. The return of serve, it turns into an ace. As again, Rigby gets to within a point, just like they did in the first set. They get to within a point late, but they weren't able to get any closer, and there's a timeout on the floor. We'll take the timeout here as well. We'll be right back.
KACH.
The year is 1945. America is at war with Japan. The average home costs $5,000. And a day's worth of hard labor will earn you $9. 1945 is the year West Motor Company said, hey, let's sell cars in Cache Valley and give people a better car buying experience. Today, 75 years later, West Motor is still giving you a better experience. Right now, enjoy 0% financing or save more than ever on a new truck or SUV. See westmotorcompany.com for pictures, details, and discounts on every vehicle.
WestMotorCompany.com. KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, Preston will come back out, clinging to a 1-point lead here again. 18-17, Rigby with the serve as Preston hits it into the net, and we're tied at 18. In fact, it was last set, the first set of tonight's match, that they're also tied at 18. As Preston, with the illegal movement on the service return, they fall behind as it's now 19-18. So the Trojans will serve again as Alaska Haskell talking with the officials about what exactly they did wrong. She explains it to them, and now we're ready to play. There's the serve, almost misplayed by the Indians. They get it back over, however. So Rigby will have a free attempt here. And again, they have to play it from deep, back onto the Indian side as Despain comes over to dig, and then nobody else can get to it after that as it becomes 20-18. Preston bumps it over. As kept alive again by the Trojans, and then misplayed by the Indians as they hit it out of bounds on the dig, and it's 21-18. The Rigby Trojans have the serve and the 3-point lead here late in the game, late in the set. Outside, set in the middle. Rigby, and hits it out of bounds, point for the Indians. 21-19. As Preston still trailing by 2, but they get the serve back now. In the middle, partially blocked at the net, kept alive by the Indians as they'll set it in the middle as Knapp bumps it back over. Outside set. They go short, do the Trojans for the points. They go back up by 3 at 22-19 here in the second set. As substitutions come in. as they will serve again. They being the Trojans. Outside set by the Indians, dug out in the back row. Outside here for Rigby as they hit it in right in the corner. 23-19. 2 points away from winning the second set is Rigby, and timeout on the floor taken again by Preston. Take a timeout. We'll be right back.
KACA.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So 23-19. Preston trailing by 4 points as the Rigby Trojans just 2 points away from winning the second set and tying the match at 1 set apiece. Knapp gets it back over here for the Indians. They set in the middle. Big set point for the Trojans as it becomes set point. 24-19. So set point here. As it's an ace, and they'll win the set. So they draw the ace to win the second set as 25-19, and we're tied at 1 set apiece here as we go to the third. As we invite you to stay tuned, more Preston Lady Indian volleyball coming up right after this timeout.
KACA.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what state. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1.
The busy week for the Lady Indians volleyball team continues this Thursday night as they host conference foe, the Pocatello Indians, at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, it's off to another triangle match, this time against Westside and Marsh Valley starting at 5 p.m. Can't support the Lady Indians in person? You can always follow them by watching the matches on mylocalradio.com or listen live on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
The third quarter is sponsored by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, 17 South State.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, we get ready to go to set number 3 as Preston not able to hold on in set number 2, so we're tied at 1 set apiece. And the third set of tonight's match brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Whatever you need for your car, if it's making a ping, bang, or tick, Preston Auto Parts is your only stop that you need to make. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, 17 South State Street in Preston. See the Shelley Russets walking into the gym, getting ready for their match. Their first match, I should say, of the night. as they will take on the Preston Indians immediately following this match. So about a 25-minute break or so for Shelley to warm up. So we'll get a brief respite as well, and then come back with the second match tonight. But first, we have a lot of work to do here still first, as it's one set apiece. As the officials making sure everybody's on the court that needs to be. And they say we're good to go. So here's Hannah Stevenson to serve to open set number 3 for the Indians. The outside set blocked at the net. Point for the Trojans, as they tool the block to pick up the points. So first serve of the set number 3 here for Rigby. Comes down, blocked at the net this time, and it's 2-0. So a nice play at the net by the taller of the teams and the Rigby Trojans, as they're able to get a block at the net. Preston had several of those in the first set, but Rigby pretty much took over dominance at the net in set number 2. And here early in set number 3, they keep that dominance going, as Preston able to get it back over. They'll set it outside to the Trojans. Dug out by the Indians at the net, and just put back over here by the Trojans, as it goes to 3-0. They end up calling a double hit on the return by the Indians, and they'll continue their serve at 3-0. Outside, kept alive, back on, we're on to the Rigby side. They set at the net, and that's out of bounds. They try to go cross court, cut a little bit too much of it off, and it's out of bounds, and it's now 3-1. So Preston trailing by a couple. They serve at 3-1 here. And again, set in the middle of the court, dug out in the back row by Hobson. Kept alive as Knapp gets it back over. Nice play to keep it alive there by Rigby. They go down the line, blocked at the net, kept alive at the net by the Indians, but it'd be a point. As the point goes over to Rigby, and it's 4-1. Again, the play kept alive here by Preston. Point for the Indians, it's 4-2. Again, kept alive by Preston. Into the back row. The return misplayed by Rigby, and it's a so Preston serving again, as in the middle of this time, partially blocked at the net, but off the block and down on the Preston side as they tool the block and makes it 5-2. Back set for the Trojans. They hit it too long. Point for the Indians. So 5-4. Preston gets the serve back as they trail by a point. And the serve at the net. Oh, misplayed at the net by the Indians. They had an easy just tap it over and put it away. But misplayed at the net, and it goes to 6-4. When I say they misplayed it, she went up, but she hit the ball into the top of the net. into the net court and she couldn't get it over. So the point comes back over to the Trojans again. Set at the net by the Indians. Off the top of the net, point again for the Trojans. As it goes to 7-4 here. As once again, the Trojans, big hit, dug out in the back row, but not able to be kept alive by the Indians. Dug out by Hobson. The ball went kind of up over her head, and she couldn't find it, nor can anybody else. As it goes to 8-4 here. So the Trojans will serve again here in set number 3 as we're tied 1 set apiece. Serves a set in the right in the middle as it's hit too long, and it's now 9-4. Set wasn't very high, so they had to hit it a little bit higher to get it over the net, and it sent the ball sailing wide of the baseline. Preston, Hobson into the net, and it's 10-4. So Rigby taking a little bit of control here in in set number 3. Blocked at the net by the Indians, kept alive by Rigby. They get it back over. Bump, set, windward, just plays it back inside as they go big, and it's hit out of bounds. So it's 10-5, Preston trailing by 5. And dropping back to serve again will be Kaylee Burbank. Point again for the Trojans, as it's now 11-5. As that point again, won by the Indians. It's now 11-6. We apologize for the technical problems. We are doing our best to try to work on them while we're keeping the game going. Hopefully we can get things straightened out here for you. As kept alive by the Trojans, they just steer it back onto the Preston side. Blocked. And played out of bounds. Point for the Indians. 7-11. Played over again by the Indians at the net. Misplayed again by the Trojans. Point for Preston. And it's now 11-8. Double hit charged against the Trojans. Preston cuts the lead back down to 2 now at 12, make it a 3-point at 12-9. As Preston hits that one wide of the court, and it's now 13-9. These internet series. Have to have power because everything's still on. This fucking computer. This system sucks, I swear to God. just a 30, please. For a while, all of a sudden, I'll have perfect internet, and then all of a sudden it just dies. You know, this hotspot, the hotspots just die. But days like this, it just quits quickly. Preston has come back. They trail by 3 at 21-18 here in set number 3. But they have the serve. Stevenson serves. Outside. Deep set this time. Back over on the inside. Set. Pops it off the top of that. And it back to the two at 21-19. Point for the Trojans, and they'll win the second set, 25-22. They'll go up 2 sets to 1. As we go to the fourth, they will look to wrap this up as they lead by 2 sets. 2 sets to 1, as we'll take a 2-minute timeout and be back here to Rigby right after this. All right, 2 minutes, please. And I have to run to the car and get my phone charged. Actually, I hope I have a phone charger. There's one in the office. I hope there's one in the car. You know, this video system is just freaking worthless. I'm literally right above the scores table shooting now. So I don't know. There's just no service out here like in Mountain Home and stuff. So. But it worked pretty well early. I don't get it. I got nothing. It's red. You know, so I have red, orange, and green. It's red. I have nothing going out. Yeah, but I'm not hooked up to the school. I'm on the jetpack. I should be on the service. Well, the Indians won the first set, and then the Trojans of Rigby have come back to win sets 2 and 3. So we'll go to the fourth. brought to you by Browns and Associates Insurance Agency, offering many options for all your insurance coverage. Stop by the office at 85 South State Street in Preston, where you come in and get your competitive quote today at Browns and Associates Insurance Agency. Give them a call at 852-2500. So both teams back out on the floor, getting ready here for starting set number 4. Rigby will start the set with the serve. And Preston needs to win this to stay alive. They've played well in each of the 3 sets, but in sets 2 and 3 have come up just short, not able to stay with this Rigby team with a size advantage and certainly up front a much stronger front line indeed. So as we're ready to go here to set number 4, as it'll be Rigby to serve. Preston gets the first point of the set. Outside. Ball partially blocked at the net. It goes out of bounds off the Indians, and it's 1-1. It's here in the 4th. Off the top of the net, kept alive by the Indians. The set comes to Hobson. Partially blocked at the net, kept alive here again by Rigby. Big deep set in the back row, played there by Despain in the middle of Burnett. Blocked in the back row, kept alive again by Rigby as a pump it back over onto the Preston side. Tap, a running tap, plays it back over. Back onto the Preston side as they'll try to set this up. Outside it back over. Back onto the Preston side as they'll try to set this up. Outside it comes to Hobson. Not a good set, so she just 2 hands it over. Blocked at the net on the big kill attempt. Again to the net. Partially blocked it. So 2-1 would be on top here. In the middle, the net. It's out of bounds. Trying to cut the court across. Cut a little bit too much and hit it out of bounds, and it's now 1-3. Check that 3-1. And looking up, Preston couldn't get it over. It's 4-1. There's the set for the Indians. Facing that. Double hit charges against the Indians. Point again for Rigby. It is now 5-1. So 5 straight points for Rigby. In the middle, Burnett. Partially blocked. Kept alive here. They'll play it over from the back row. Dug out by Despain. Saved onto the court. Hobson. That's dug out in the back row again by Rigby. In the front, they go short and a point. So 6-1, 6 straight points now for the Trojans. Outside set. Hobson partially on that. Kept alive here again by Rigby. 7-2 as Preston gets the serve back on the side out. And here is Emily Longhurst. Finally getting a little bit of play here tonight. Emily came home from that tournament last weekend at Highland. Preston, it's 10-2. This is the first real domination by either team in any of the games so far, any of the sets. As the Trojans have now won 10 out of the last 11 points overall. The set, and now just bump it over back onto the Preston side. Preston will set it on the side as it comes to Hobson to the net. It's 11-2. Next serve, in the middle, Burnett blocked it out. Going up by 10 points here in set number 4 is the Rigby Trojans, and Kalaska Haskell wants a timeout. 30-second timeout. We're back to Rigby right after this. Thank you. So what's El Jefe doing? What's Val doing? Cooler's picking up the smoke and blowing it into the building. Nice. The fourth set of tonight's match brought to you by Rounds and Associates Insurance in Preston. But so far, it's been all Rigby here in the fourth as they lead 12-2. They've won 12 out of the last 13 points overall. And they'll continue with their serve. Yep. Just kind of open hands it over the net, gives it back over to the Trojans, but then they're called for a double hit. So Preston gets the point, you get the serve, it's now 3-12. Dropping back to serve is Celeste Burnett. Short set, kept alive by the Indians, they'll get it back over. So back over onto the Trojan side. In the middle, big hit. And a kill. They go back up by 10 again at 13-3. So once again, there's another serve coming up here from Rigby. As Preston needs to stop the bleeding here somehow. Set at the net. Dug out in the back row. Kept alive. Big set again outside. Dug out. Got out of that. 15-3. It's interesting. Kalaska Haskell talked about the first set the other night against Grace, and she wondered where her team was. She could probably be wondering the same thing right now after the team that played 3 very close sets. That one's out of bounds, and another point for goes to 16 to 3. The team that played 3 very close sets here so far tonight just absolutely has disappeared here in the fourth. Another set that's out of bounds. Another point for Rigby. It goes to 17-3 now. Ace makes it 18 to 3. Rigby's just going to roll here in the fourth set on their way to a win. As they lead 2 sets to 1 and 18 to 3 here in set number 4. Outside set dug out by the Trojans. The set in the middle. Into the net, point for the Indians. 18-4. Tonight's game, we're home to the Blue Sage Park area in Preston. For more information on how you can have a new home built for your needs and desires, call 435-232-1837 for Ralph's Construction. So it goes off the top of the net, kept alive there by the Trojans. And the throw goes too long. As it goes to 18-5. Still trail by a dozen, however, 18-6. For the Trojans, as the Indians made the same rotation mistake they made early on, makes it 19-6. Fourth set starting to dwindle away here against Preston as they get a couple of players back in. Fourth set starting to dwindle away here against Preston as they get a couple of players back in onto the floor. As now the down official comes over to say something to our chair official. Figure out exactly where everybody goes. Think we've got it. As the referee puts up both thumbs, says, okay, we're good to go. So 18-16, Preston will serve. Chair official wasn't quite ready yet, but anyway, now that official says we're ready, and let's play. So here's Sheely's serve. And it'll be a point as the return from the back row went into the pylon of the net in the stanchion. So a bad return. Preston gets a point. It's 19-7. Back set. Nope. Double hit charge. They'll make it 19-8. Timeout. Get the JV ball off the court. Now we're ready to go. Sheila will serve again here for the Indians. Serve set in the middle. And that's down point for the Trojans. Serve will come back over to Rigby. So it comes to the Indians, they get it back over. Back over on the Rigby side, set in the middle. Dug out in the back row. Sheila's got that one. But then now is the set. They sit off wide of the floor. Trying to chase it down was Hannah Stevenson, but couldn't get to it. And it is 20-8. 4 points from the match. And but it just does trickle over the top of the net. As Preston will get that one away. Makes it 21-9 as Preston picks up a point. As once again, looks like Kaylee Burbank will come in to serve. She drops back below the baseline. There's her serve. Makes it 22-9. As the Rigby Trojans are really flexing their muscles here in set 4. 22-9, 3 sets from the match. 3 points rather from the match. As the set inside, Windward gets the point. Makes it 22-10. Preston still not going to go away. Windward picks up a kill as he finds the soft spot on the floor. Windward had to go get the ball as it got loose for a moment. Now she's ready. And the referee says play. It goes off the top of the net. And, it must have been touched, I guess, by the Trojans, as they can give that point to the Indians, and it's 22-11. I thought it hit off the top of the net, and the serve gets through the 2 inside. The Trojan player, she can't return it, and it's now 22-12. Little run here late in the match, late in the set here by the Indians. Trying to keep things alive, outside set, blocked at the net, and the point for Rigby. They're able to tool the block and pick up the point. It's 23-12. Serve comes over, Sheely. Set turns to Burnett. That's wide, and it's now set match point. 24-12. Rigby on top. And after winning the first set, Preston in danger of losing the next 3. As here comes match point. As they'll set it. Hobson puts it deep, and that is the match. As Preston loses set number 4 by the final score at 25-12. And Rigby wins the set, wins the match. They win the final set, and if they lose in the first, they come back and win the next 3. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap up this broadcast here from Rigby. Still one more match coming up against the Shelley Russets. That's coming up in just a little bit. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and wrap this one up right after this.